And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming of Tarot and Oracle. Let's find out who's about in your energy. If you see a video of me wearing this with these cards and it says if you have kids or nieces or whatever, you really should watch that. Very good and serious stuff in there that every parent and anyone that has any kids they will ever care about needs to know. Please share it if you don't mind. That will also help. But let's see. Dear Spirit, benevolent beings of light, who is in this person's energy that will matter in the coming days to be? Smoke to be. Single. Somebody single. I just heard hallelujah. Why? Because they're waiting on you. Oh, I got brown eyes. I mean, I do, but it says brown eyes. Keep manifesting. Winter. Now, it might be by winter you'll be in a relationship with this person or something will be finalized, but it could also be one of your birthdays. Now, a card fell and hit me right in the toe. Oh, not really ow, but I was like, wait, let me see what that is. It says divine timing. So the winter might likely be the person's birthday, but this is coming in faster. Now, mother wounds came out in reverse. So that's excellent. That's definitely a sign of you and this person have been working on a lot of the inner turmoil stuff. It says they ain't your friend though. So it could be you've never met this person yet. The letter H came out. H-Y-Y-H. And then I cut the deck to the letter M. Now remember, some of this might be about you. And some of it's going to be about another person. So if it's like, I'm pretty sure all of that describes me, then no offense, it means that you are kind of a stubborn one. So if they don't give you a ton of things that make you feel like it's about you, you might not think it's about you at all then. True. Letter S. Tattoos. One of you has facial hair or both of you. I mean, depending. LGBT is welcome here. Shit has been thrown on your name came out in reverse, and father issues came out in reverse. Now, this might not necessarily be romantic. Just so you know. Try to remember to put that in the caption. If I don't, then if you got this far, congratulations. They ain't your friend. When that came out, usually it doesn't have a good connotation. Like, if I said to somebody, they ain't your friend, versus, you're not friends with this person. Like, if you had problems during this past winter where it felt like somebody sabotaged you or there was problems or things that were supposed to be yours didn't work out, that might be about this. The letter R, V, Q. QRV? RVQ? I don't know. There's a bunch of letters going on. Healing your wounds is key, and then summer, the letter X, anger issues. I see this reading as confirmation, yes, people have been trying to cause you problems or had in the past. Yes, you have been spending time since winter healing your inner wounds because you were like, I am not going to repeat any of those yuck patterns in my life anymore. 355 on the clock as I said that. And 219 on the time. Ooh, I got 29 there, so I got a lot of 2 and 9s going on over there. I want to look that up. Sacred Scribes is a site I always recommend. I have nothing to do with it. I get nothing out of it except I know it's good, valuable information. The dirt being thrown on your name in reverse, I have to tell you, this is only going to apply for some of you. I see this person being surrounded by others who are talking crap about you, trying to make this individual not be your friend too. Like, not want you, not want to be around you because of all the things. Like, one of us, if you're not one of us. And they just snapped and they were like, no, You're not gonna have me hate this person. I don't agree. I know it's just because they wouldn't do whatever you want, whatever it is. Like, I see this person kind of like standing up and finally speaking out. Maybe this is somebody who's usually really quiet and doesn't like getting involved in things. Like, if it was a movie, there'd be like the guy that's always like far corner on the couch that never had a line in the whole movie. And then finally, like the last 10 minutes of the movie, he just stands up and goes, enough! And everyone's like, oh shit, they speak. Like that kind of like, I've had fucking enough of this shit. So with the anger issues, people might be like, oh my god, I didn't know I got anger issues, where really that's just trying to manipulate the narrative of the person being like, you've been lying all this time. So the person that's doing that, like standing up for you and gonna be coming forward to explain things to you, might have facial hair. Because as I was saying that, they kept having one eye. It's almost like started doing a Peter Falk thing on facial hair, and nothing else was showing. I will warn you. Trepidatious is the word that keeps coming out. The letter A. Could be for a-hole. But trepidatious. They're concerned about coming forward because if they told you how long they've been hearing people say bad things about you and not standing up all that time, you might hate them, you might yell at them, you might not look upon them with those loving eyes. What the? We're about to go into Shakespeare's sonnet or something. Like, even the voice got wacky. So this might have been somebody you worked with, or like a friend of a friend who never felt like they were ever close enough to be allowed to speak up in some way, like group dynamics, something. But this person is coming forward at some point. Ooh, I'm sorry, I made a weird sound, but DA came out, okay? So the other initials might be the DA. So there might be a case going on. They might be like a district attorney for a living, and they couldn't tell you, but you might know them and didn't know they were a district attorney. Like, imagine you go to the same coffee shop every fucking day, and the guy, racing and fast, and the guy, gal, they, them, whatever, that you see every time and wind up having like slight banter with, winds up being that person who's always known the whole time, and every time they spoke to you, they wanted to be like, hi, I'm working on a case that has to do with you, but they're not allowed, because legally, if there's an ongoing investigation, if there's an ongoing open case, lots of people are not allowed to talk about the subject at all, especially if, let's say, this is somebody who had to go undercover in anything. And now that might not have anything to do with you in your personal life, but other people's, and they can't tell you. So it might be, what if they don't understand? Because some people, I've seen them be like, no, you should have told me anyway. No, that's not how that works. I've worked in law enforcement and legal. My dad was an attorney, family that are all sorts of law enforcement. So I've grown up in those fields and understand how little you can say, especially if you're doing any undercover work. It's like, no, not even your family half the time has any idea. It's like, hey, we're going to be going away for months. I just don't exist right now. You're like, I don't know who I'm related to anymore. By the next full moon, you are going to have a lot of information coming forward about this. I also have the letter G and the letter K. Sagittarius did come out. Now, this might have something to do with the previous video. It was very serious, and I don't normally do that, but if I'm going to use my platform for any awareness, it's going to be things that have to do with protection of children and innocent lives and things. So in that video, you might want to hear about that. But so whether this has to do with you in your personal life as well as in a societal thing, like this has to do with you in some way, shape, or form, but you might start seeing more articles and news coming out about those topics as well. Your manifestations are coming in, and by the next full moon, you're going to have clarification. Somebody is coming forward to give you the truth and the nitty-gritty about what they've been battling in your honor, in your name. One of them is really going to have short hair. It might have short brown hair. The letter N is going to apply. And there might be more than one person on this where they come forward and like, we never hated you. We had to, you know, we wait until you hear. I'm sorry. We adore you. We wish we wouldn't have you have to hear any of this. So, you know, brace for it. But the person that's coming towards is going to be kind. Okay.